Nick Salvatoriello, your host, your MC for the podcast. And this will be an interview podcast. That's what I kind of look for, expect a little bit from the podcast that I listen to. Not every podcast is that way, but generally the ones that I keep coming back to is because there's a host that I like, there's a style that I like, and then there's a sort of a guest list and a way that they interact with the guests that I like. So I'll do the same. I figured I'd start with myself as the guest, and I'm experienced doing that, not necessarily interviewing myself, but I have a lot of experience interviewing people and hosting and emceeing from a business perspective and in a personal perspective, events, private parties, gatherings where people got to speak and people are going to share information or create a great experience or a memory. And I've often been an MC and stuff, like bringing that type of thing together. And I've had some experience hosting podcasts. This is a sticker I just dug up from the Impact show, and I worked at this great organization still around called Impact, and we did 100 episodes or something like that. That was back in 2017, 2018, when Facebook Live was kind of big.
And let's get right into the interview next. So give us your background here for the folks listening in at home, and let them know why you're doing this and what brought you here onto the show.
Sure, thanks. Myself, I appreciate that. It's an honor to be here on the first episode, no less, of the podcast.
Yeah, no, we're happy to have you.
I'll jump in from time to time as Nick, the narrator here, but otherwise you're probably best just kind of taking it and riffing with some of my cues.
Oh, sure. No, that's fine. I get that. Obviously, that's going to be one of the snafus of this type of episode. No, thank you. So you get it.
Okay, great. Should we actually get on with the episode, the interview itself?
Yes, exactly. Let's get to that.
Once again, the question to me was some of my background, what brought me here to the podcast. Well, I've had a great run in the business world. I'm assuming if you're here, you're at least hopefully here for some shred of business value, business context to help you in your life, probably as it relates to earning money yourself, to help other people earn money and do better, with their customers and so on. So I've had a good run, about 15 years working in and around marketing of all kinds, but that's just in my career since I graduated from college. But I think all my life I have been, after recognition, influence, and the ability to sort of communicate, use my skills, my personality, my words, my ideas, whatever is, my artistic ability, creativity, whatever is close to hand to try to connect and communicate and influence individuals. And, I started doing it in my own family. I'm the sixth middle child of 11 children. So I have 6 brothers and 4 sisters. So getting found, I've said standing out, it was like like second nature as a survival tactic for me growing up. So that's probably where at an early age, I took a liking to communications and what would eventually be sort of a love of marketing as a practice, of all kinds. I'd consider myself probably a marketing generalist, because with a focus on content marketing, digital marketing to be sure. And I've cut my teeth in the business world, working at great companies in some really formative parts of their lives, their business lives, I should say. HubSpot was there for 4.5 years. And I joined a software company, Drift, where a bunch of HubSpot alumni had started another company, and that was fantastic. And I have often talked about, it seems that like a well-lived life, if you try to get yourself launched in your career, you find a great partner, which I have, and you start a family, if that's your choice and that's what you're into, which it was for me, and that's what I did. And you feel like you're in a good place, in a good community, and you've got yourself on reasonable ground. To me, that was like the whole dream. That's all I could even think of going out into the career world, right? Was to at least do that, or be a part of a company that went public. Check. To be able to work with smaller businesses and be a part of, take a piece of that part of that success and be a part of some of the most formative stages. Check. Experiment working fractionally, remotely, do different things. Check. I mean, I could go on, right? And all of us have this, I think. The real challenge of midlife, it's almost cliche. For those who are younger than me, your eyes are probably already rolling, but hear me out, is this stage to me has felt often like the end of an 80s movie, right? And they're all like, da-da-da-da-da, and then it freezes, and then like they roll the credits or whatever. It's like the team wins, or we all made it, or whatever, we're back together again. And then like, that's the end normally. In the stories that we love so much that move us, that's the end of the story. Right. And then you move on. But the thing is like, if you really play that out in real life, the freeze frame stops, and you get down, you're like, all right. Like, when's lunch? We got to go, we got to get back to work, So that's almost what it has felt like for me. Is been very fortunate to get to this point, but there's a lot more, God willing, a lot more time to be played on the clock. What do I want to do? Because I'm facing down the second half. So definitely something that I've always been encouraged to do, and I've been looking forward to do, is launching my own podcast. And I'm excited for all of you folks to be a part of it, because anybody who knows me at all knows when I have complete creative control, things get interesting, exciting, maybe a little bit weird, definitely heavily enthusiastic. I want it to be different. I believe that's part of what you got to do if you want to get attention, is you got to advance the practice, advance the craft of whatever medium, of whatever topic, of whatever the audience that you're trying to target, what they've seen before. And you better be studying them and figuring out, what have they seen, what is out there, what can I do that's new and different and inspirational. And I'm going to present some of these creators, some of these instigators, some of these master of ceremonies, these master orchestrators of creative content, communities, partnerships, events, experiences of all kinds. That's my jam. That's where I live. Those are the people that I gravitate towards. So I will present them off to you. I will try to do it with music, with humor, with a lot of AI-driven technology, folks. You're going to have a freaking fireworks display of special effects that will be slowly added into the podcast with momentum. But for now, it was the most important thing was to begin. Action cures fear. Action cures fear. I'm not letting that part drive my next steps. I'm going to take action. That's what I've done here. Thanks for coming on the journey with me. We'll see you on the next episode.